back in the day, some people used to enjoy normal summoning Banisher of the Radiance and setting 4 cards. Well, we've got something kind of similar to this, I think. We are playing Kashtira after the removal of our Ice Heart, which has now been playing as a sort of stun deck here.
There it is.
As we begin our turn with a Banish, with the Dimension Shifter, locking down the graveyards for 2 entire turns here.
Yeah, as you can see on the screen, we have a matchup from quite a bit ago, which is Labrynth against Kashtira. We, pretty much became accustomed to this, but not that popular this week in neither of the SHU decks.
Yeah, I think Labrynth is definitely a strong choice going in, but then again, there's 7 other strong choices.
Yeah.
What I think is the strangest is that we brought Kashtira with that
Yeah,
Ice Heart.
I mean, but I think from Alessandro's side, he tested out with, all the other decks in the format, and in my opinion, he's sitting on this record, and I think he knows what he's doing, especially because, I think it's difficult to play against Kashtira still, no?
Yeah, there's so much important resources in the graveyards of basically every deck in the format here, and even Labrynth, a deck that wouldn't normally lose to it, still wants your big welcome, still wants your furniture to go to the graveyard. And so Shifter is going to be putting in a lot of work here as we overlay the Unicorn, which has been impermanent, stopping the all-important search of Theosis.
Yeah. Right, here comes the Shangri-La.
Yeah, locking down multiple zones. I'm not sure how many of you missed that, but it's been a while. It's 5 Spell and Traps not going to be hit here as Diablosis and combinating with the Arise Heart not going to be in this matchup. I think generally, personally, I quite favor Labrynth in this matchup.
Yeah, the thing is, before this might have been one of the worst matchups, because usually you could go for just the Arise Heart and you wouldn't commit to anything else, and Labrynth would significantly struggle. But without it, I think also the inertia of the match completely switches in favor of Labrynth. So
yeah, but this Dimension Shifter is going to give Alessandro a huge sort of boost here, because that is going to be really important to lock down the grave here. Interesting that we started with the Shifter. I would have personally preferred to maybe use it on the opponent's turn, because there wasn't really anything he was planning on putting in the grave, unless his opponent specifically Gammaed or Ogred him or something, which I wouldn't really personally be worried about, because then it would last an extra turn.
Yeah.
Prosperity for 6, digging deep for any sort of answer here. Just setting 5 into a big field is always pretty decent for Labrynth. You don't really have to commit too hard or go off,
Oof, and now we know the deck. Yeah. Good old skill drain, and even more than one. So
yeah, lots of options here. You've got the Lady that we can summon from our hand if we want to do something like normal Ariana. But skill drain looks way too juicy in this matchup.
And I think bringing Labrynth to this event has been a good strategy so far, because I've seen other players, relying on Labrynth, and given that most of our duelists are not playing Lightning Storm, for example, in their side decks, having cards such as Kill Drains, Anti-Spell Fragrance, and it's paying off.
what do you think of the decision to pick the ultra rare rather than the common one?
That's the ultimate flex, is to get hit with a common skill drain,
Exactly.
to be honest with you.
I would have picked the common one. But here you can see the little niche interaction. Obviously, Prosperity banishes face down, so Shangri-La can at least lock one of those zones.
Yep, so we do have Ariana. That's the best normal summon in the deck. Gives you access to anything and everything in your engine. Issue is that our furniture is not going to be able to be used. The Stovey Torby, the Chandragleer, going to be stuck in the hand at least for this turn until that Shifter wears off.
I was thinking it could have been better to maybe set one card face down. Okay, but he's not going for the Lady, because then you could, dodge the Fenrir potentially. We could see if he wants to go for the Fenrir at all. Yeah, exactly.
I think it will make sense.
Yeah,
no?
for sure. Yeah, might as well.
You do got to be careful here, because there's like 3 spell and trap zones only remaining, and if you've opened like a heavy spell and trap hand, it's going to be quite annoying, because the Shangri-La does a lot here, although we only have 2 it looks like, so
yeah,
get away with it now.
Now though, what you mentioned is quite relevant, because the Shifter is over. And I think he had a few cards like Chandelier, Stovey, and that could actually make a significant difference here.
Skill Drain in standby phase to stop the Shangri-La, getting more bodies out of the graveyard. And Shangri-La is usually quite difficult to deal with because of the protection from the destruction effect by detaching, but also when it's protected by something like Fenrir and Unicorn, it's quite annoying to get through, but Skill Drain totally shutting that off. Skill Drain is, typically seen as like, auto-win and Labrynth and stuff like that, but at the same time, Labrynth needs the monsters to do well, right?
Yeah.
You need your Lovely to resolve to pop things.
Exactly.
You still need your Ariana to get you advantage. So, double-sided.
Wondering now how Alessandro will be playing against the skill drain, because it seems as if only has one Arpis Feather Duster in his main deck to deal with it.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you have, for example, an Ash to stop the Labrynth, then your monsters are actually quite big.
Yeah.
So you can just, aggro down your opponent.
Yeah, the only cards that are really bad against Labrynth is Ash Blossom and Duster. That's always what you're going to be kind of terrified of, because it cuts off your engine completely when you're ashed, and of course, Duster's Duster. A Rise Heart, by the way, Rise Heart is banishes from deck for cost, so we can get that Fenrir out of the deck,
but it's
bring it back with Birth.
In defense?
Yeah, I'm not sure why I put it in defense mode, personally.
Especially because, like, what's the plan here, Like, here it goes. Okay.
I mean, yeah, the thing is, he knows the face down. Because that's the big welcome.
Yeah.
Maybe he just doesn't have an out to it. Now he's gonna... Okay, this is a nice way to deal with the skill drain, potentially. Yep. Good old Dragosack.
Yeah, that's a
nice
throwback.
Yeah. 2013. 10 years, pretty much.
Just waiting for 2 more Dragon Rulers to come back, and we'll have the greatest Kashtira deck of all time. Just you wait and see. So yeah, only a big welcome left here, and if we lock down one more zone, it's going to be quite
difficult.
Quite annoying. Having only 2 spell and trap zones. Shangri-La slowly racking up over multiple turns here.
Oh, but a face down.
I think it's okay, passed.
So big welcome potentially for a piece of furniture that we can use to discard, and the important effect here as well is that the graveyard's effect of a big welcome should be live in the draw phase next turn. So it looks like he wants to summon the lady now, and then in the draw phase probably use the big welcome grave effect on the following turn, because it's 1 effect per turn. And that should remove some advantage that Shangri-La keeps generating here.
Yeah. Let's see if he catches it, as you were saying.
So much satisfaction in resolving Lady when you get to use the multiple effects of, rather the multiple searches, and a normal trap card from your deck. Well, we've seen historically they've played an Eradicator. We get D-Barrier, there's a lot of cool targets that you can get with your Lady. As we go for a welcome here in the I should be the draw phase, yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, and now he gets back the hook lock.
Yeah, I mean, the deck changed a lot since we have, the Stovey, the Cook Lock. Before it was just, more heavy trap-based deck.
Yeah. Kind of feels like a combo deck to some extent when you're playing Labrynth with all of the furniture pieces. This would be a really important time to chain something to the welcome so that we don't let any value come out here. Yep, looks like that is the plan. So the kind of works like a Paleozoic in a way. You have to directly respond to a trap card in order to get the set from the deck here.
Yeah, but this is still so much, and as you mentioned, if he goes for the big welcome to get rid of the Shangri-La, he's free to do whatever he wants here. Okay, interesting.
Mourner, okay. All right, so that's going to stop the destruction effect of Lovely when a card is returned. So yeah, it looks like we are going to go for that big welcome play, return the Shangri-La, and then Lovely could have been able to destroy as a monster leaves the field, but the Mourner is going to protect here. And I think he's clarifying if he can reset the welcome, just to double check if it's 1 effect per turn. Chandragleer goes back to the hand now when a monster leaves the field.
But even though he cannot use that effect, now he potentially can go into even a Link Summon. Obviously, his zones are now free.
Yeah, potentially might be sealing this one, no? If he has a monster, he finds the way. But still, I think that has been impressive.
Yeah, I think he's done pretty good here to navigate through this Kashtira field just with the You know, Labrynth just does like so much generating of advantage. You always feel like you're on 2 cards or something, and then you can, you know, keep going.
Yep. I mean, a card I really love in the deck is Muckracker as well, because you can use it to, you know, get back the Lovely, and then you can set back some of your trap cards, so you can do some, you know, cheeky combos, we could say, with the deck.
Yeah, I love the contact synchro sort of play with the Chaos Angel.
Yeah.
And the
insane.
And the Stovey Torby, then bringing back the Lovely with the Muckraker.
Let's see.
Overlay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
so Birth is like the only card really keeping Alessandro in the game still, so it's important that he tries to eliminate that now.
Dingirsu coming down. I mean, there are still a lot of, you know, rank 8s around with Centurion also being quite popular this weekend, and Labrynth, just like it, can go for Dingirsu. He could go into a Zeus if he's playing it. Yes, yep. Wow.
So yeah, Zeus is ranked up here on top of the Dingirsu. We're just gonna have a small pause for a moment here, as we're just gonna clarify some things on the back end here with the judges, sorry.
Yeah, I think we can quickly go back to us in the meantime.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so we'll let the judges handle that. We've just detected something. Apologies for the little delay there. And yeah, we just want to make sure that everything is in order. We'll figure out how things play out in just a moment. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about this matchup. Kashtira, historically, dominating force over the last year.
Yeah.
Rise Heart was removed, and now I guess we're just in a situation where you played as a stun deck, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, but I also like the approach that Alessandro has been having so far, because like over the last few months he's been playing Kashtira. Like we said, you know what? I think the deck still works, and it's proving us, because like sitting in a 5-0 record, I mean, a YCS this big is impressive. And I mean, as you mentioned before, like of course the approach is kind of different as it was before, because like it's more of a control deck now, so you have really to be careful about your resources. But I really like his approach, because I think that there are so many different decks. We have said this before so far, in the event, and I mean, it's proving us that the deck still works and has its chance, honestly. So. I mean, this is a very close game one, honestly, especially because, like, I think that Nishev on the other side started very well.
Well, yeah, play seems like it could be about to resume. Essentially, what happened is, although there was a lot of plays going on, those did not happen during the end phase. They happened during the draw phase with the coup clock. And when you activate Welcome Labrynth, you basically are Fiend locked until the end phase. And that means that obviously you couldn't go then into the whole line of Dingirsu plus Zeus. In the meantime, though, yeah, this is exactly what they rewinded it to, but I think they're just gonna have the judge come in case, you know, they are given a warning penalty or an upgrade. Let's see. They're gonna check the previous ones, but this was pretty much the situation. Nothing too complicated. On the meantime, though, yeah, we were talking about the matchup. It's something that we have seen, and as mentioned, it seems like it is indeed Labrynth favored. It's not like he opened a bad hand, right?
Yeah, no, I think Labrynth is one of the few trap and control decks that actually works really well going second. You know, setting 5 cards into a big field, you have a lot of cards that work really well going second, like Skill Drain chained into something. Daruma Cannon is also like really popular. There's a lot of options that Labrynth offers you that a lot of decks can't. And then even your furniture that you can use from your hand during your opponent's end phase, setting those traps that you can then use on your turn. I think there's a lot of positives that Labrynth offers, and I think it's a strong contender. And, you know, there's a lot of notable players this weekend.
Yeah.
World champion, Quanto's playing it, Juho, World's competitor. There's a decent amount of top players
Christian
as well.
Ren as well from the US. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of players.
Yeah, it's a top pick for this event, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's also within the same Labrynth tag, there are very huge differences between, just like we saw before with, for example, Dinka, that this year won the German National Championship, and he had a very heavy drop lineup with cards like even you know, Solemns in there. We have seen completely different versions. The one you mentioned, like Christian Urena from the US, they are playing almost no traps, not even skill drain, just the bare minimum, and they're mixing it up with a very high monster count and even some Unchained in there, just because they're all fiends, you know? So you can have some synergies, and there is a lot that you can do with the deck.
That's pretty neat. I think my favorite version has to be 20+ trap cards. Sky, Heavenly Lord Prison, right? You know?
Yeah, I mean,
that card's great in the deck.
I think he agrees with you.
No, I agree with you, honestly. I remember, and when there was, you know, Solomon Great, there was Sub-Terror. I don't know if you remember it.
Oh,
but,
did you like that deck?
I played it deck at YCS. It was on the bubble. I mean, it was.
Unlucky.
I mean, you sat at the table, just activate the field spell, set 1, set 4.
Just, yeah, nice and comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but I think that this deck has so much potential, honestly, that you can play so many different versions, and I think it is paying off, because we mentioned this before. I think the approach for this event is playing at least 15 hand traps in the main deck, and then on the side deck you basically adjust your deck, and you know, basically having both the chance of, you know, combo off, and then on the other side set skill drains, for example, or, you know, you also have access to Eradicator Virus. There's so much stuff, honestly, going on, and I mean, this is one of the deck that I will play 100%. So I will feel comfortable playing it. I mean, no doubt.
Do you think there's any particular bad matchups for Labrynth, I think, this weekend?
I mean, yeah, there are a few, but overall I think it's a very solid pick because of its versatility, but like it changes significantly depending on the version that you play. Something like this, I think it's stable across everything. What I like about it is I think it was also a read on Centurion. So what we have seen Centurion, you know, you usually go for the Calamity combo. You know what's good against Calamity? Set 5. So, you know, that works. So if you expected that kind of matchup, it does work in your favor. And at the same time, though, I think if it's possible, we could bring out once again the deck breakdown for the event in the next couple of minutes. Maybe we can discuss also based on that, because I think the results was quite different from what we expected. And the decks that, you know, appeared at the top again, Unchained was it. But Centurion not so much, less than 4% at the event, as you can see. So yeah, I guess.
Yeah, this is the deck breakdown here for those of you who are just tuning in or missed it earlier this morning. Unsurprisingly, Rescue Ace and Unchained are the top 2 decks, and it is you know, the most popular ones, matching themselves both at 12%, which even as a number statistically, that is a very small number for the #1 deck, 12%. You know, typically you're going to be seeing like 25 plus for like the best deck, but people just obviously cannot agree on what the best deck is, especially between the top 2 contenders, Unchained and Rescue Ace.
Yeah, there's so much variety, honestly, that it's difficult to pick up one good deck. But
I guess maybe we can use our chance. I don't know if you've done it yet. Always at some point during the event, we have to pick, and Alberto has to curse our deck that's going to win the event. So yeah, please do the honor. Maybe we keep Alberto last, just because.
Yeah, please, no, Nadir, you go first.
Well, I think Tiarament's strongest. Always. You know?
Okay.
Love Milanagido, Kelbeck, you know, fill in the graveyard. Fun deck. Love it.
Okay. I'll go for quite the unconventional pick. I'll wink an eye at someone in the crowd, or rather in the venue, playing a very spicy deck, we could say, which is Centurion. But super heavy Samurai Centurion, that is, which is definitely an interesting mix. And I'll trust that for the win for this event. And we'll
I think it's just the Italian-Roman theme you're into there, right?
Could be. We'll see.
Now it's my time. You ready?
Careful.
Okay, here we go.
Careful. Because the percentage is going to drop.
It's going to drop, so like drastically drop. No, but I would say I really like Rescue Ace, honestly.
Well, I was expecting something crazy here.
No, nothing crazy. Like, I'm going to keep it easy for this time. So let's see if it will be easy after the top cut, maybe. So we will be hopefully not 0% in the top cut.
Sorry, guys. Rescue Ace players. Sorry.
Yeah, I really like the deck also, you know, with all the combo that you have, you know, setting 4. It's really nice, honestly. But it's difficult to tell because we have so many different decks, honestly. again, I think that one strategy that you know has been we have seen so far is playing a lot of you know same cards.
Okay.
So I mean, still I'm surprised that Draw the Lock is being played more than Ash Blossom.
And by the way, just a small fun fact, I think your curse is spreading onto me because literally like 5 seconds after I used my pick, the guy I was referring to just messaged me saying, I just lost. Okay, so, perfect. So nice, okay. But we'll wish everybody good luck in staying in this event. Maybe this time around you'll get your chance with Tier Limit again.
You just never know with an event like this, right? Like, what was it, the last YCS Richmond in NA? You know, we saw Manadium in top 4, Rescue Ace eventually taking it out, but seeing like just so many different spreads of just any one of those decks in top cut could probably just take the whole thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there is a big change also in the way that you prepare for an event like this. Because you need to build your deck in a very specific way. We have mentioned already the importance of, you know, maybe taking a risk and disregarding one of those decks, but the amount of you know, difficulty behind it is much further than that. And what do you guys think about you know, the difference of having, you know, something that you expect, maybe not necessarily a tier 0, you know, where there is just tier limit, for example, but like
in terms of the diversity and
yeah,
such,
when there is so much diversity, what do you guys think is the number one, you know, maybe?
I think there's like two camps in that kind of regard as to like people generally, I think, prefer having so many options. You know, people love to see their own deck represented. So having 10+ decks sounds quite a lot and, you know, too much to deal with regards to preparation and side decking. But personally, I think, like, you know, I do enjoy being able to pick up any other deck, and it's, you know, just kind of like a fun time because you can swap over. You can get a little bit exhausting playing the same 1 or 2 decks, I suppose, for months, you know.
Yeah, but I meant more in like, what do you think is the tip? How do you prepare for this kind of format?
I think generally what we've seen is a lot of hand traps is like, it's just the generic answer to such a wide variety of decks, right? Hand traps are just, Imperm is just going to be good against everything, Ash is just going to be good against everything. So I think generally focusing on that kind of style of deck building is how you circumvent that.
Yeah, I do agree with you. It's the thing is usually there will be a bunch of combo decks as well, which you don't necessarily respect directly, but if you add the hand traps, then you are okay even losing the die roll to it. And it seems like absolutely that's the trend this weekend. At the same time, I think, again, the most important thing is knowing your deck very well. Like, especially because usually when there are like 3 or 4 decks, my tip would be knowing all of them very well. When there are so many, chances are you probably won't be able. But luckily for us, we can now finally go back to our match. It seems as the match can resume to where we left it from, and play, as we mentioned, was that the Fiend were there. So if any of you guys remembered, the match unfortunately will be picked up.
Okay, all right, we're going to go back to us again. All right, so I think we can probably talk about what happened there if you're wondering. So what we noticed and picked up was Ivaylo's Labrynth deck. He summoned Dingirsu. He has made a decklist error. He doesn't play that card. So the issue is that, well, now he's been given a game loss for that because of a decklist error. So he's going to go into the next game, down 1, and going to have to try and find a way to replace that. So
yeah, I mean,
it happens at events. You know, we've seen it multiple times with decklist errors. I think you can think of a very iconic example involving a Shadow monster potentially.
Yeah, I absolutely can. I absolutely can, but I can think of even other funnier ones, even from the past with Blackluster Soldier.
Blackluster Soldier,
the OG. But yeah, I mean, in general, it does happen, and unfortunately, that was the case. And although, as we could see, there was probably a very dominating position from Ivaylo. Is now down 1-0, and it's gonna be on him now to, you know, tie the score up. And I think he has some pretty good tools. What do you guys think he might bring in for this specific matchup going first?
There's not a lot I'm seeing here for specifically Kashtira. Lord of the Heavenly Prison, you think?
Yeah, he goes first. I mean, I think it would be a good idea to side him in. I mean, I think this is a card that you side in when you go first rather than going second. I mean, as you mentioned, there's not so many, you know, cards that are specific for Kashtira, especially because, like, I think he was not expecting it at all. But I mean, in general, I think he is well prepared still to play against Kash. So
Goes in matches in the main deck and goes in matches extremely good
That's
at
the
locking
job.
down Kashtira.
Absolutely. And as we've seen in game one, he might have the advantage just based on how these two deck plays against each other. But it seems like our duelists are almost ready with their side decks. So let's go into game two.
All right, game two going to be underway here. Ivaylo's going to have to try and scrape this one back on the reverse sweep. Yeah, deckless errors do happen, so if you're watching this, make sure that you double check your deck list before you submit it for an event. Make sure you have all of those cards actually in your deck, etc. Because yeah, we've had a lot of examples in the past occur. Blackluster Soldier, Ritual Monster is not the one you want in your main deck. You want Envoy of the Beginning and End. What is it called? Envoy of the End or Begin? No.
Yeah.
Envoy of the End.
I've never looked at the last part. I might have been one of those people.
Envoy of
that
the
would-
Beginning.
Beginning.
Yeah.
My God, who am I working with?
No, there's a beginning
Yeah.
one, isn't there?
It is BLS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Envoy of the End.
No.
Envoy of the Beginning?
That's Kausa Emperor.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Wow.
Envoy of the Beginning. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my
Grr.
God. Oh my God.
Grr.
Oh my God. But okay, let's focus on 2023, please. And here we are with a very solid opening.
Okay,
luckily
here
for
we can probably
Ivaylo.
figure out, see if he sided the Eradicator, because this is probably a good opportunity to do that. Okay, going for
what's the
Dimensional
barrier?
Barrier. I actually don't really like Dimensional Barrier that much into Kashtira.
I agree.
Yeah.
Especially now that there is no Ariser, you know, to,
Yeah.
to be afraid of. But
Yeah.
this is still quite solid, and we can see a snipe.
Yeah, hitting a random card at the hand here with the Lovely, and that will you know, put you +1, give you a little bit of an idea if we've maybe hit an engine card or some kind of side,
Let me-
because there is Lightning Storms going second.
let me
in
bless
Alessandro's
it.
deck.
Let me bless it. Let me bless it. There it is.
Well, okay, you've really done him a favor there.
Okay. Just 2012 coming back here with one die Panther, but let's see.
Nightmare. Kashtira Unicorn. Mixing up archetypes here.
Absolutely.
It's Prosperity for 6, and update, by the way, because of the Dingirsu era, Ivaylo now has to play with 14 cards in his extra deck. So if you do the math on this, the Extravagance after this will leave you with 2 in deck, meaning the second Extravagance will not be live. Because 15 is what you need for 2.
Yeah.
If that ever comes up. Oh, wow.
I see a skill drain.
Yep.
I take a skill drain.
I'm a simple man. I see a skill drain. I take a skill drain.
What was
Yeah.
that? I keep things humble. What was that before?
Yeah, humble combo.
This is a humble combo.
This is a humble combo. Oh, but there is a Gozen. I didn't see the Gozen. Okay, that one is good, but yeah, the skill drain. I said it. I see a skill drain. I take a skill drain.
All right, yeah, that's a skill drain. So the Gozen match is really good in this matchup as well because all of the Kashtiras are different attributes, but you can sometimes maybe get that outed by just a Fenrir.
Yeah. And now we can snipe yet another card if we want to use that big welcome right away. Makes sense to me, but maybe not.
Yeah, big welcome chain lady, bring back the coup clock. Would have been pretty strong, I think, in the standby phase here. Just get more resources out of the hand because Fenrir is going to be a bit of an annoying card to deal with. You might feel actually forced to use your skill drain, which means you won't be able to get the value out of destroying a card with the Lovely.
Yeah, the thing is that here you would miss on the lady activation if you were to use it, but I don't know. Let's see.
Oh,
that's the cosmic.
I don't like doing that blind.
No, you know.
Oh yeah, because those were set directly from
yeah.
the deck, sure.
So it is the skill drain.
I would probably wait for, you know, the life point cost at least, potentially. But I'm going to snipe that skill drain out, and Big Welcome is going to bring back and try and attempt to trigger the Lovely here.
Yeah. Okay, gonna resolve.
Yeah.
Nothing in response. You're going into the deck, not choosing to bring back coup clock. But I think the most important thing here was stopping the lady setting from the deck, which is why we needed to chain it now.
Yeah. Would you just go and pop the Fenrir here then, now that skill drain is gone?
Because otherwise you risk it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I will get rid of it, honestly.
Yeah, because on the new chain, the Fenrir stopping, banishing your Lovely face down is really, really rough. So
I think he forgot about the Q though. Yeah, I don't think he has activated it.
About the what?
Q clock, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Because even here he had another chance and he didn't use it. Yeah.
I think because the Cosmic was chained, he didn't need Q clock anymore, so he wouldn't be able to use the trap he sets off of the lady.
I'd still rather have it in my hand than in my grave, I guess. But yeah, or maybe unless he wants to.
Okay.
Okay.
Chain
What are we getting rid of though? The Fenrir.
Maybe he has
Really?
He hasn't used the Fenrir yet, has he?
No.
no.
Wow.
So
Maybe he has just another copy, I
a
guess.
second one or a birth would be pretty strong here.
Yeah.
Negating and halving the attack of one of these, but I mean, do you want to stop Ariana Surge? Do you just want to stop the Destroy?
No, you stop the Destroy for sure, I guess.
This doesn't feel like great value droplet, I'm going to be honest.
No.
2 cards left in hand now.
Gotta
All right,
be-
Alessandro, you've got a lot to work with here.
And you know you have that barrier face down, which, as you mentioned, that could have been any card, pretty much. Even the Daruma was thinking could have been really strong in this matchup.
Yeah, because like I think here the barrier doesn't do much, no?
It's okay, but like, yeah, I think there are much better cards.
What are his targets? Let's see. It looks like just Dimensional Barrier or Imperm, plus the side-decked Eradicator.
I think Daruma is amazing.
Yeah.
At least play one, yeah.
I think just having the option to, you know, go for any single normal trap card in the game. You can tech like so many different things, even in your side deck. And Daruma, I think, is just really strong. Even into something like Pearly can remove the Noir, which is typically quite hard to deal with, as an example.
He had another copy of Fenrir, yeah.
Okay, second Fenrir, special summon out Lady from the hand, because we've activated a Labrynth card this turn. So yeah, the activation of the effect triggers the Fenrir on the new chain to banish the Lovely face down. Why did we summon the Lady into a Fenrir?
Okay. No, this gives him a lot of options potentially, because if you go for the Stovia now, that Q clock would have been amazing. If you then go barrier and chain the Lady, you can basically again use any trap card from your deck. But yeah, I definitely think he forgot about the Q clock in the previous chain. Yeah.
I'm just curious if we needed to do that though, because I feel like Lovely is such an important resource.
I agree.
Yeah.
So sacrificing that to Fenrir, I don't know, feels bad. Lovely isn't just a pop any card in your hand. It is more than just a wind-up hunter. She is able to recycle resources and traps in your graveyard. Keep using those big welcomes turn after turn. And that is how you keep that engine flowing. So he does add back the Q clock here. All right.
And as expected, now he will use the barrier. Probably no response from Alessandro, and then, yeah, he will get to set any card with the Lady. But see where he goes, because if, again, what you mentioned is that he doesn't play, just impermanence. Wow, this is a little...
Yeah, I mean, having something else, you know, just if needed, would have been helpful, honestly. Yeah.
When you saw his hands was 2 spells at least, you know, we'll see what the last one is at this point. I think Eradicator could have been a pretty decent target against this. Imperm on attack declaration, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a birth, right? Imagine if we played the Eradicator instead of the Dimensional Barrier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And just chose not to side it. Okay, so birth bring back Unicorn. Unicorn can add Theosis. Theosis can go into something, and then from there... well, there isn't really too much you can do because of the D-Barrier locking you out of Xyz, I suppose. Because something like a Zeus would be really powerful here. But yeah, this is kind of like how Kashtira can play now. You don't have that big a Rise Heart to commit to. So just summoning these 2 on the field, controlling your opponent's extra deck is really strong. But obviously in this matchup, a little bit unfortunate. You don't really get much value by hitting multiple copies of cards out of your opponent's extra. But a little bit of Fenrir control is how we're trying to play this now. So hitting cards out the extra, I mean...
One less.
one less card for extra or something, I suppose. Yeah. Chaos Angel is an important card to hit here. I assume we're playing 3 Chaos Angel in our deck lists? Oh, only 1, okay. Oh yeah, because he doesn't play Extravagance.
Yeah.
You mentioned it a few times. Do you not like Extravagance in this deck?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it will be a good addition, honestly. I mean, having a lot of solutions and you know, digging for good cards in your deck is always a good one. But I mean, yeah, having of course the third Prosperity not being activated because you know of the now restriction that he has in his extra deck might be impactful, but still.
Yeah, I kind of like the you know, sort of 3-in-1, maybe 3-in-2 ratio, just because statistically you want to give your chance of opening one, so 4 to 5 copies gives you a guaranteed pot mathematically. But yeah, Ivaylo's looking like he's in a really good spot here. We're setting up that welcome. We've got the Coup Clock and the big welcome in rotation as well. Setting more cards out of the deck here, and well, there's not too much left. There is a decent amount actually left on the clock here, so I suppose Alessandro's kind of free to try and grind this out maybe. But we'll see if this goes into the game 3 or extra time procedures. Got 2 ladies on the field here, mounting a huge offensive right now. And the good thing is that all of the Labrynth monsters are a decent amount bigger than the Kashtira main deck monsters, so you're never really worried about like having to constantly access your extra deck to deal with problem monsters. Like I personally am of the opinion that Labrynth was a good matchup into Kashtira before with Rise Heart, and now it's just like very strong.
Yeah, it changed completely, honestly, yeah.
I think we hit an SP there with the Unicorn, but still going to take a lot of damage here. So the only thing left to really deal with for Ivaylo is this Kashtira Birth, bringing back a resource every turn. So if we can out that, then...
Yeah, he knows that the last card in hand for his opponent is the second copy of Birth, so it's not like he can actively destroy it now, but... And this is exactly what's going to happen, apparently. We resolve the Birth on the Fenrir, but now the Fenrir cannot target any of the lady because there is a face-down card. So.
The bonus effect of Lady's Protection is really difficult for a lot of decks to deal with. When you just have a set monster, a 3000 attack Blue Eyes White Dragon that can't be targeted or destroyed, is it's hard.
Especially because like it keeps continuing setting, you know, other trap cards, no? So it's getting very difficult for Alessandro.
I think sometimes it's important to consider time, especially when you're in a situation where you feel like you're losing, but sometimes your opponent's deck takes a while to win, despite the fact that they seem to be clearly in a winning position. And it's important that players sometimes try and recognize to scoop early enough so that they give themselves time to go to siding, go to game 3, and then have a battle phase. So we'll see if that's going to be relevant now, but big welcome bouncing the Fenrir to the hand here. Yeah, so that was in the end phase, getting value now.
This seems like it's just, you can just attack with both ladies, and this would be enough, and this is what it does. So we might go into game 3 real soon, and that seems to be the case.
Checks the life points, picks up the cards, and Alessandro falters here. Only 1 game standing between him and victory. The game loss playing a huge part in this matchup here. So, I think Ivaylo is going to feel still pretty confident in this, this duel.
He's been dominating, honestly. So it's, I mean, I will feel comfortable still. I mean, of course, like Alessandro now will go first. He has a couple of, you know, additions in his side deck, which, I mean, Lightning Storm and Cosmics, but
the issue is the plan, because again, the plan in this specific matchup had always been just a Riser pass with nothing else, and now that's gone. How do you actively use your Kashtira monster to, you know, put something that's threatening? It's a big issue. And I don't really see a solid plan outside of, you know, trying to draw your cards, which makes me think almost that, I don't want to say you should go second, but looking at his side decks with, you know, what is it, 2 or 3 Lightning Storms?
I don't hate that idea.
You know, at some point maybe that could be even correct, because you get an extra chance of picking up those cards.
Yeah, Lightning Storm Duster, 3 cards in your deck that you can see going second, especially You know, into such a problem matchup as well. Do you think you keep something like the Floodgates in going second, goes in and Skill Drain? I think you'd probably keep Skill Drain.
Yeah, Skill Drain for sure.
Yeah.
Also goes in, because like looking at his side deck, honestly.
Yeah, because again, Kashtira, yeah, Arazar is gone, and even there, Gozen is better with that respect, I think. Because what are they going to start with?
Yeah, it's all those main deck monsters having different attributes.
Even,
yeah, it's really strong.
You know, just the Shangri-La pass, Gozen is decent against it, so why not? You might just keep all of them around, but as you were saying, there is still plenty of time, because I think, yeah, 90 minutes is a lot. These duels have been fairly quick. And yeah, they're about to shuffle up, both 5-0, so only one of them will advance with an undefeated record. And let's find out who will be here in Game 3.
Well, it's time to settle this one. It is match point, game number 3, as we have Labrynth versus Kashtira. Yep, Kashtira, you've heard that if you're just tuning in. Kashtira post Forbidden Limitless. Let's see if Alessandro has chose to go first or second. I think he's going first here. Yep, didn't decide to go second with those powerful spell and trap removals in his deck here. Pot of Prosperity for 6, most likely trying and dig for something that deals with Labrynth in his deck here. Ash Blossom, potentially the most important card in the deck.
Yeah, Ash Blossom, Ghost Bell. I mean, he has quite a few.
Oh yeah, he does have Bell too.
Yeah.
Bell also stops.
Oh, with the shifter.
That's not bad. So I think Ghost Bell is the only one that needs to go to the grave for cost. Ash Blossom can be used under shifter. And here, what's that third card? That's a Fenrir, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
All right, we've got Burf instead. Have you ever seen someone use Prosperity and care about the cards that they put to the bottom?
Sometimes it does happen, but yeah, it's
no slash draw users trying to know exactly what's on the bottom.
Not enough, unfortunately. But yeah, here we start pretty solid, but once again,
yeah, Fenrir Burf is really good.
What's the plan? That's what I want to know.
Personally, I don't think you commit into any XC monsters at all, except if you're trying to go for maybe something like a Zeus or clean up with
what if
Dragon of Annihilation.
Hear me out. But we're going into the craziness.
Okay, we have a theory.
What
here.
about a Dragosack play? Like, straight up Dragosack tokens. How do they deal with that?
Yeah, Labrynth?
Wow,
I know, right? Like, can't be destroyed. Got to deal with both tokens.
Come on. We're into something, maybe.
Yeah, you're onto something for sure. I think you've been playing too much Dragon Rulers.
Could be. I wish. But yeah, makes sense that he's playing, you know, the long game. Just gets another Burf. And now,
why do you think he's not playing Theosis? Is he playing Theosis? Or is he just never gone for it? He does?
Yeah.
Okay, he is playing Theosis. He just hasn't gone forever.
Yeah.
So he went for a second Burf there, I think, to make sure that he gets guaranteed follow-up.
Makes sense, yeah.
He wants to show why he doesn't need it.
And here we go for the Dragosack. 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 No.
Close enough.
Because Dragosack plays against around the Gozen match and Skill Drain, you know? Both. I'm not even joking. Yeah. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
Okay, you're right. I'm worried because you're half convincing me.
Okay. But I'm actually kind of serious, yeah.
All right, so standby phase. We're going to bring out Unicorn out of the deck here with a Shangri-La. Do we play anything like Talents or Thrust on the Labrynth side? I don't think so.
Probably
no.
not.
No, okay.
Yeah. Here we see another Prosperity.
This card is so good.
Yeah. Love it.
Duality without the restriction.
Love it.
Especially post-siding, I think it gets even more powerful.
I think post-siding it might be the best card ever.
Yeah.
What is it that you're looking for here? For a Skill Drain once again?
Does he play evenly matched at all?
No. And maybe a normal summon if he doesn't have one.
There it goes.
But yeah, skill Drain goes in match. Huge going second into this match. There it is. We've got both options here. Insta-pick of the Gozen.
And you know what have been good? Good old Dragosack. Straight up.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Prosperity also triggering here from the Shangri-La, locking down the zones. I wonder if that's going to matter. I see a lot of purple in his hand here. Or is it pink? Is it purple or pink? What do you call it?
I call it purple.
You call it Oh, you call it purple?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, all right. Most people I know say pink.
Yeah?
I call it purple too.
Okay.
Is purple or pink?
I don't know. I guess I'll go with purple, guy. If you guys say purple, then I'll take purple.
Okay, what color are spells?
Oof.
What color are spells?
I've always said no. I don't think I want to get into this conversation. No.
Is it blue or green?
But okay, for now we go back into the game.
All right, let's put politics aside and see what we can.
We've got a cool clock, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have an aggressive turn here. Whenever a Labrynth player searches Coup Clock, you know that it's going to be something to try and pick apart with the field here, rather than just going for set 5.
And it seems like, it will just be going for both. This is risky, though, because as you were saying, he could lock, tumor zones. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be 2 that he can only use here. I don't think there's any way to get a 4th. But over the progression of this turn, or rather this duel, you might see that being a bit of an issue. And I think you want to go for that those zone locks as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Doesn't even go for a pendulum zone.
Maybe he might need it.
He might need it.
And now we should see, let's see.
2 set cards?
Just 2 set cards, is that it?
Unfortunate, because we aren't going to get the value out of the lady, which is why Kashtira is actually seemingly being very important in this matchup here.
But goes in.
Yeah, goes in for fire in the standby phase, maybe. God, what do you even pick here? I think you have to keep the Fenrir.
Yeah. Well, the shifter is over, so everything is sent to the graveyard, and the zones are unlocked. All of that for nothing. And
Lady is going to be able to get some value if we have a chainable trap here, so that is also going to be huge. And it won't be banished face down because of the protection effect, but Fenrir is most likely going to go for the Gozen regardless.
Yeah.
I think you have to just get rid of Gozen match.
We searched for Coup Clock, so I'm assuming we do have something here, because that makes no sense otherwise.
Yeah, tutoring a Eradicator, or is Full Force good against Kashtira, do you think?
Nah.
No, not really.
Not really.
Ice Dragon's okay, but he already has access to Birth, so...
Just gets another one. So at the moment he has pretty much the same end as his field, because 2 of those are exactly a Fenrir and a Birth in end.
Yeah, Fenrir control I think is definitely the way you want to win this. The issue is we need to try to do some damage.
Yeah.
And the only way I see him outing this Gozen match is by attacking into the lady and suffering 300 points of damage, 500, sorry, getting rid of the Gozen match, and then you have to wait another turn before you can do more damage. And the clock is ticking. We're not quite in dangerous territory yet.
The clock is ticking.
Yes, it is. Rank 7 plays, you got... Does he play Red Eyes Flare Meadow for time at all?
He plays Dragosack.
Okay.
That's too late. Too late.
Let me check.
Yeah, he does have Flare Meadow.
Okay, Scarecrow Kashtira.
That is an Earth monster. Ah, okay, so like... If you really, really want to push for damage, you can go Scarecrow Kashtira, attack the lady, and then it becomes negated. Then you can Fenrir, attack it, banish it, then go for 24 twice if you really want to push damage. But I think it's more important to get rid of Gozen for now.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. We'll see. We'll see.
But what's that face down, though?
Yeah, it's not being used yet. No interaction whatsoever.
Okay, here is the Coup Clock, but now we can use the Fenrir.
I don't like using this now, prompting the ability to remove Gozen before main phase, before the battle phase.
Yeah, it's very risky.
Yeah, because now this might open up an opportunity for Alessandro to actually deal damage this turn.
I think he has a Chandra in a... Let's... Yeah,
I think that's what he was going for, setting up furniture. Discard Welcome, not bad. That's going to be able to set itself up potentially again.
I mean, here you most likely get big Welcome, then you get back the Coup Clock.
Is there a world in which he's holding on to another Gozen match being set?
No way.
No
Oh,
way.
wow.
So he's got big welcome and regular welcome?
No, it's actually got both.
Is that double welcome? Big welcome? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is where Labrynth can begin.
Sorry, but why would... Okay.
You a little confused?
No, yeah, I want to check something about the coup clock. Because... Okay, no, I thought he meant like the next trap card. Because like he flipped the big welcome that was set from the previous turn, you know? But I think he's just going to use the coup clock to flip a later on set trap card.
Yeah, that's an Eradicator, so
yeah,
that's most likely what he's trying to plan here.
And now he's going to pop one.
We have like so much to chain here. We can like reset welcome, add back Chanticleer, pop a card.
Yeah.
Huge chain coming up here when a card leaves the field. He doesn't play the field spell, I've just noticed as well.
Just
That's
imagine again the Daruma. Like, Daruma seems so strong.
Yeah.
Just a one-off. Like, you don't even need to play multiples. So many different matchups. Like, but yeah,
getting rid of the scare cache is pretty good because just in case you want to potentially negate something in the battle phase that's relevant. Yeah, I guess it's the biggest one. And most important of all, as soon as we clear these Fenrirs and Eradicator resolves, we're going to be in a good spot, so...
Okay, now he waits for the birth and then chains the Eradicator. Let's take a look at this end. He's going to lose at least another
Double
one.
birth.
Yeah.
Rise Heart and third Fenrir.
Yeah, Rise Heart is pretty good, actually. But
ooh, that's a position to be in from Ivaylo here. I don't like how empty his field is, personally. He's... Okay, we're just clarifying.
Yeah, they're clarifying exactly what I mentioned with the coup clock and the big Labrynth that was flipped from the previous turn. Not the one that was just set this turn, but he did it correctly in terms of the ones that he flipped. But it can be a bit confusing because obviously you see the same card, you see the coup clock, but then right after you see a trap flipped that was actually already there. So it's kind of like, you know, it can get a little confusing, but
yeah,
it was done correctly, I think, from our player. It seemed, at least. So they're just clarifying whether that card was actually there, you know, and it was. So
I don't think we used any of the graveyard effects of Big Welcome yet, have we?
Nope.
No, but you cannot use it the same turn. So
yeah, exactly.
Now, yeah, it's kind of stuck. That's the only thing I don't really like about this play. But
yeah, I don't like his position right now. He's kind of left himself with nothing just to get rid of a birth he already knew he had. Whereas something like the Daruma Cannon, potentially, if we played that, could have just stopped everything, because the birth would bring back the Scare Claw, then you have 3 monsters, you just set them all, and...
I mean, I think it's a nice addition to the deck, and if you really need it, you just, you know, you can bring it up whenever, no? So it's, I mean...
I think we're just clarifying the chain here as well, because the Big Welcome does get a lot of value when you go Lovely, add back the furniture, reset the Welcome, so just making sure that all worked out correctly. So it's a tense moment. Game 3,
it is.
You know, both players are, you know,
Game 3 or round 6. So honestly, you really want to stick into this, and you know,
one step away from winning, and emotions might be running high at this point.
Yeah,
got to keep it cool and make sure that you keep your head in the game here.
So let's go back to where we left, because that's exactly the same position.
Okay, so
as expected, everything good, nothing changed. They just clarified which of the Big Welcome was set from the previous turn, and the play was fine. So as mentioned, no, the position is still a little shaky from Ivaylo.
Yeah, 8 minutes left, and well, we're about to take 24 and 24, aren't we? So
yep. So
this is yeah, that's a huge gap, like a really big gap to have right now, especially when there's now less than 8 minutes left remaining.
Yeah, and even as the Rise, you know, you can go for the Riser here.
Ooh, okay. We might be sending up Zeus, I suppose, for more damage. Well, not more damage, but a little bit of damage as well as... Oh,
the Dark Armed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dark Arm Dragon of Annihilation, I believe, can't attack the turn it uses the effect, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we in main phase 1?
We are.
Okay.
I think, at least, unless he entered battle phase and then that happened, but yeah, he definitely did not declare an attack with the previous monsters, so.
Okay, so no attack has been declared according to our judges, so we are still in main phase 1. Don't we just go battle and attack with the Fenrir's first? Because if you want to use Dark Arm Dragon of Annihilation to, use the effect to destroy, I mean, you could do that in main phase 2 and deal damage. Or you're trying to set up for the summoning activation requirements of Zeus, which is...
I think what he might be doing, but I think he already normal is use this to banish the birth, and then he goes banish Theosis, get the birth, activate the birth, but he has already used the effect to revive. And I'm almost positive he even normal summoned this turn. So...
Yeah, from the non-tribute effect.
I think he summoned the other Fenrir already, so this made it a little shaky. But it's also possible that what I was thinking is he entered battle phase, and maybe at the beginning of the battle phase what we saw happened, but then I still agree with you that you would just continue attacking with the Fenrir, so I don't know. Let's see.
Okay, well, we're gonna get our Theosis trigger here to add back the birth. I think you probably activate it anyway, just if your opponent activates any spell, you can remove a lot of resources from the graveyard.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it might be a little bit scary to put your birth out there so exposed since it's your only follow-up.
And it just passed, yeah.
Yeah, okay, passes here, summons Lady from the hand, and draw for turn. We are in a decent spot here with Ivaylo. I really think that...
I like it a lot now.
Yeah. I wasn't happy before, but I think Alessandro's kind of...
Why?
taking a strange path there.
So now we set a card just to make sure that the lady is, untouchable. But he knows his opponent hand. It's not like he has to play around,
Yeah, Eradicator has resolved. We know exactly what's already there. We're reactivating the coup clock here. And, looks like we got a Chandragleer. Almost summoning it. Okay.
Yeah, and this is so much.
We're very far ahead here. Oh, who are we summoning? We're not summoning Lovely from the grave?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same.
Oh, we're setting first, of course. Yeah. Triggering the Lady. Then we go Big Welcome, summon the Lovely. Lovely bounce the Chandragleer. And that's going to trigger 1, 2, 3.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just resets Welcome, okay.
And we pop the
misses the birth, unfortunately. What's Annihilation's attack? 28? Okay.
28, yeah.
It's big enough.
Yeah, and with 5 minutes remaining, he is now ahead, even if just by 200.
Damage being dealt is the most important thing here, so as we close out this last 5 minutes remaining, Big Welcome the Grave live, the reset of the Lady, also giving you value, and we can also use Lovely now if we want to. Oh, we're going to go for Eradicator again?
Makes sense.
Okay. Does it?
He has the birth, so you can get rid of the birth.
The one that was added back here, because that one wasn't drawn.
Yeah,
correct.
And now he reveals the card. It's an Ash. None.
Oh.
Yeah, doesn't help. I think he has only got those 2. Does he have anything else in hand?
No, it's only up to Ash.
So you just flip the Eradicator in this game. Yeah.
Eradicator, Epidemic Virus, tribute a dark monster with 25 or more attack, declare spell or trap, and spells it is. So now for the next 3 draw phases, we are removing every spell there. Okay, Welcome gets Ash there from the top deck, but really just nothing left here remaining. Oh yeah, of course you can't Ash because the Lovely protects you from your Welcomes being responded to. So yeah, Ash Blossom not even doing anything here. Just summoning a big Lady instead of Ariana to force out the Ash, I suppose, personally. That's, I think, what I would have done. But I guess you don't want to risk the Ariana being attacked over at all. What's the last card in hand?
The Ash.
Yeah, that's the top die. Okay, right. So maybe you just get Ariana, get follow-up.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of formality at this point. It seems like this is pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could even go for the other way, but it's fine.
Okay, this matchup turned out to be a lot harder than Alessandro expected, given a lifeline just with a game loss. And
yeah, we gotta give credit to his opponent. He's basically 3-0'd him, and he's really done a good job about managing this one out. And yeah, it seems like it's just a couple of minutes away from advancing with a 6-0 score. Impressive.
I think it's like such a good matchup here. And there's the fist bump. Alessandro scoops it up. Ivaylo advancing onward to the next round, undefeated with Labrynth.
I mean, impressive stuff, honestly. We have to give credit to him. After losing game 1, I mean, he stayed calm and, I mean, yeah, he almost 3-0'd Alessandro. I mean, the deck is very good, we said it. Labrynth showing up strongly in this YCS and 6-0 record. Very impressive stuff, so congrats to him.
Absolutely. I mean, we were a little skeptic maybe about some of these decks, and in particular Kashtira, but still 5-1 is nothing to laugh at. A pretty impressive spot by Alessandro, and maybe he was just paired against his worst matchup.
It is 100%. I think Kashtira does not have a good time against Labrynth.
Yeah.
Potentially, next couple of rounds, if he sees some Unchained, some Rescue Ace, you know, draws that Shifter again like he did both games, it'll be a bit more fortunate for him.
Because he did draw into a Shifter a lot. Also, even the Unicorn that we have seen, you know, the extra deck manipulation, obviously doesn't matter that much in this matchup. And yeah, that was just pretty straightforward. Outside of that, what can we say? Again, really well played by both in the end. I still wanted to see that Dragosak opening. I don't know. Maybe it could have.
Do you think it was still correct in hindsight? It wasn't too bad.
I kind of started joking about it, but then...
And then it looked juicier.
Then it actually looked pretty good. Because, like, how do they even get rid of it? And, like, as we see, without having outs to goes and match and cards like that, yeah, it does make sense. And in the end, though, whatever, it's kind of one of those things where you improv based on what you draw. And I'm pretty sure Alessandro knows his Kashtira better than I do. So
this has been a pretty good tournament so far. I think we've seen almost every single round a unique deck con feature.
Yeah,
just
pretty
about.
much. Yeah.
So much more to come here, I think. So
absolutely.
Are we ready for an interview?
Ready. We could, so why not? Thank you guys for being with us for round 6. We have 3 more rounds for day 1, so don't go anywhere. But before we go on a break, let's hear it from Ivaylo and Head.
I'm now here with Ivaylo, the winner of that round 6 feature match, now 6-0. How does it feel?
It feels pretty great, but I'm ashamed of my decklist mistake that lost me the first game.
Do you want to talk to us a little bit about what happened there for people who didn't quite figure that out at home?
Unfortunately, I made a rush change in my decklist and changed Goddess for Jingirsu, the Orcust, but I guess I didn't submit it in Neuron, and that's my fault, so I apologize to my opponent for that.
Well, that's very humble of you, but in the end, that ultimately didn't matter. You did take the game loss in game 1. Game 2, you pretty much dominated game 2, actually. Do you want to talk to us a bit about what was going through your head? Because obviously, that's a bad start where you suddenly lose a game and it's not really your fault. So game 2, you were clearly quite focused on taking that game back. What were you thinking?
I was thinking that my deck is good enough to take this match. I rely on the floodgates, so I play Skill Drain and Goes and Match, which can handle almost everything in the meta for me, and it shows by the way that I am 6-0, so yeah.
It certainly does show. And then, yeah, game 3, that Shangri era, usually a bit threatening against Labrynth, but again, you managed to play around that. You had a pretty dominant time, and in the end, Alessandro couldn't do anything, and so you took it. You sound pretty confident with your ability to take on the meta with your deck. Are you feeling confident about the next 3 games today?
I hope I can take them home, so and tomorrow 3 more.
Absolutely, yeah, indeed. Well, best of luck to you in those. We're going to let you go because we're about to hopefully get the pairings for our round 7 feature match, which means we'll be back very soon with even more coverage here at YCS Bologna.